We're here to talk about Charlie Puth, a massively successful musician known for his perfect pitch, his musical ability, but also turns out is known for a bunch of other really creepy things that I think people should talk about a bit more. He recently crossed my desk when he became chief music officer at an AI company, which should essentially tell you everything you need to know about him. Charlie Edward Puth. I don't actually know his middle name. I just said Edward because that felt kind of, Otto. It wasn't that far off. He has been active for a really long time. I feel like in recent years, I've been hearing his name a lot. Who could forget Taylor Swift's declaration on her album, The Tortured Poets Department? You smoked, then ate 7 bars of chocolate. We declared Charlie Puth should be a bigger artist, which is really funny. I guess Taylor really did some magic there because it was only a couple years later that Charlie Puth went on to perform at the Super Bowl, which is obviously one of the biggest stages imaginable. Speaking of that Super Bowl performance, he falls into this weird category where I objectively concur that he is talented, especially when I sound like a dying cat. I think it's more so just like probably one of my most unpopular opinions is that Charlie Puth kind of sounds like James Charles. I don't know if you've ever had the misfortune of hearing James Charles sing anything. If you haven't, don't even look it up. I don't listen to Charlie Puth. It's not even his darn fault. That's my fault for knowing what James Charles' singing voice sounds like because I actually am chronically online. Okay? Okay. Also, I'm sorry. I don't really super duper rock with bro's musical sensibilities. He literally just needs the haircut. Like the haircut and like a bomb glam eye or whatever it is that James Charles does. I don't know. I don't really keep up with predators, but moving on. Someone said bro kind of sounds like AI. Usually, I don't like it when people compare artists to AI 9 times out of 10 because I'm just like, that's not a fair thing to do about somebody who's creating human-made things. But I have always thought that he kind of does sound AI generated. And now that he's gone all in partnering with Moises and their AI music generation platform, I'm like, no wonder. He does sound like he's AI. He must really be into that sound. But anyways, as much as I've complained, I looked at the features list for his upcoming album, Whatever's Clever, and I saw that he has Hikaru Utada on here and that he has Coco Jones on here. And I was like, I'm gonna have to listen to 2 Charlie Puth songs. This is awful. These are maybe 2 of my favorite musicians who are currently working. If you don't know who Coco Jones is, actually, you do.
Yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check. I was an employee. And I was going to get employee of the month. And that's on period.
What I think a lot of people don't realize, girl can sing though. All you really got to do, find her tiny desk. Okay, someone said, I love her so much. Bro, the music, it hits. And then also, I feel even maybe more strongly about Utada because I've been listening to them for my entire life. Let me show you what defined my personality for like essentially as long as I've been conscious of media. Listen. If you know, you know. If you were there, you understand. That was completely a tangent, but I'm including that in the video. Anytime I can take to just fan out about Hikaru Utada, allow me to do so for sure. Anyways, did y'all know that Charlie Puth actually used to be a YouTuber? A lot of this content is gone now, but like when I say used to be a YouTuber, I'm literally talking about this era, like flat bill, baseball cap, poofy hair, potato quality YouTuber. And he was so enmeshed in YouTube culture at this time, he was actually using his musical ability to make intros for people like I hate acquiring knowledge like this because where am I supposed to put it? What am I supposed to do now that I know that at one point Charlie Puth made one of Shane Dawson's YouTube intros? Who am I supposed to be now? But enough about that. Let's talk about Moises. I'll let Charlie himself explain it. You got the stage, Charlie. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. It's Charlie here. I'm really excited to let all of you know that I've officially joined the team at Moises as their chief music officer, helping shape the future of how we can come together and create music.
So Charlie thinks that the future of how we come together and create music is by using AI tools, apparently. And he wants all of you to try out Moises's suite of rip-off buttons by creating remixes for his song. I don't remember what the song was called.
We're launching a global jam sessions contest with my new song, Beat Yourself Up.
Oh, Beat Yourself Up. Well, Charlie, maybe you should. I looked into this tool because I will say not every single thing that people think of as AI specifically means Gen AI. A lot of music production tools have really advanced things in them that do seem like magic, but he himself is really trying to downplay how much of this is actually Gen AI here. If you look at their press release, Charlie's here. He says, I've been using Moises in my own creative process for years, as have many of my friends. It opens up possibilities that used to take hours or expensive studio setups, whether that's isolating vocals to study technique or experimenting with arrangements in real time. That's the really tricky thing. Isolating somebody's vocals isn't actually like generative AI. Using a tool to just strip away a vocal from a track is not infringing upon things in the way it's traditionally understood. And also that's not even always achieved with Gen AI. It's that second thing. Experimenting with arrangements in real time. What does that mean, Charlie? He says AI, when done right, isn't here to replace musicians. It's here to help artists learn, explore, and bring their ideas to life. Someone said everyone's going lazy with the AI slop. Dude, it is giving laziness because it's like, this is cool that it is saving you hours, but do you know what it's called when most people have to spend hours to create or achieve a task that they're going to get paid for? A job. But listen, it's okay. This is the CEO of Moises explaining, musicianship has always evolved alongside technology, and AI represents the next chapter in that story. But we believe the future of music creation isn't about AI generating songs for you. It's about AI amplifying what makes human creativity irreplaceable: intuition, emotion, and artistic vision. AI should be a brush in the artist's hand, not a paint by numbers kit. Championing that human element is our passion and purpose. So I was like, okay, Moises, let me just see what this tool actually does. Oh, they didn't hire a narrator. I have to do it. What if one tool revolutionized how you make music forever? Okay. Upload a track or record directly into Moises. Great. So they want you to have some baseline of musical ability. Sure. Create parts that adapt to your music, like bandmates. I'm sorry, if you are generating drums and generating bass, you are ripping people off. Introducing Moises AI Studio. So they and Charlie genuinely want us to believe that because we're not AI generating the entire song, this is somehow not intended to replace musicians, even though they literally just said you can do this instead of hiring bandmates. Just because it's AI with a little bit of a Charlie vibe on top doesn't make it not slop. Someone said you can also just use GarageBand or something. You literally can. Someone said, oh, that's what MIDI is for. Yeah, no, you can actually genuinely, if you don't have access to a band, y'all finna make me open Ableton on stream. The thing that they're saying that you need this special AI tool to do, you can achieve so easily. Let's say you have a clip right here and you're like, I am going to make a C major chord. I think that maybe that might be a C major. But anyways, if you're like, oh, I need a pianist, don't laugh, you're not 12. I need a pianist to help me with this part. You could genuinely just find yourself a piano patch and put it on top of your MIDI and get a piano sound. Look at this. This says analog piano. Almost like you just don't need these tools at all, because even the thing that you're too lazy to do is not that difficult. It's really, really, really not. You know, y'all have me mad when you have me in an actual YouTube video playing around in Ableton. But anyways, goodbye Ableton. Thank you for your service. While I was just looking into Charlie Puth becomes chief music officer, I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, and he's creepy as well. People always do this. Anytime anybody does something online, you're going to have a whole comment section of people saying, I always disliked him. And so at first I thought that's what was happening, but I started looking at what people were saying and realizing like, oh wow, he is essentially one of the most prominent, like creepy, nice guys who does things to women that would definitely get anybody else, you know, a lot of flack, but for some reason he just skates by it because he's so good at production. Even though he doesn't even want to do the production. Almost 10 years ago, or maybe over 10 years ago, time isn't real, Charlie Puth was dating Bella Thorne, American actress and singer, and she's been popular since she was very young. At one point, Charlie Puth just randomly calls Bella Thorne a cheater on Twitter. Out of nowhere, it says right here, the 25-year-old singer took to Twitter on Thursday morning, this is from literally 2016, with a series of mysterious messages after he and Thorne spent time together at Miami. The tweet seemed to imply that Thorne, 19, hadn't broken things off with Teen Wolf actor Tyler Posey. I was reading this and I was like, I need y'all to run that back for a second. Did you just say the 25-year-old singer took to Twitter to talk about his relationship with 19-year-old Bella Thorne? All right, listen closely. He's a creep. I'm sorry. I don't care. Whatever justification you have to say, this is legal. I actually genuinely don't care. You should not be 25 years old dating a 19-year-old actress. But anyways, he said on Twitter, now deleted, I can't believe what I'm reading. No one should have their heart messed with like this, and I'm not going to be in the middle of it, implying that he found out that Bella was cheating on Tyler. He says, she told me she was not with him anymore. This is all news to me. So we're already getting weird. Grown man coming on Twitter being like, oh my God, my 19-year-old girlfriend didn't tell me that she was still together with her boo. And then Bella denies this and says, Ty and I have been broken up for like over 2 weeks, and Charlie and I aren't dating. We are friends. Basically having to defend herself against these allegations. But later, when more creepy things are coming up about bro, she said, this is what actually happened. He lied to the entire world about me and started a hate train, all because I wouldn't do the deed with him. Bella's saying he just randomly called her a cheater online because she refused to sleep with him, which I think is insane. Wait, somebody in chat said 19 and 25 isn't problematic. Y'all have nothing else to do? Oh, hold on. Let's be real clear about words. The word problematic doesn't mean anything to me. So whether one thinks that 19-year-olds and 25-year-olds being together is or is not problematic is quite inconsequential. I don't know or care what that term means. I'm sticking to my original term. I said what I said. If you're 25 years old and you're dating a teenager, it's creep behavior. It's odd. It's strange. I love that I've naturally gotten some pushback on this. I usually don't have a chance to address this live. There is no godly reason that you should be in your mid-20s dating a teenager. I just don't care. Because here's the thing. They are children. And I know people get really granular about the law and legality and these things, this, that, the other. I've been 19 and I've been 25. I'm neither anymore. When I was 19, I was a child. When I was 25, I wasn't a child. I was an adult who realized that there is actually a difference between an adult and a child. Also, I'm editing the video right now, and I found out that when Charlie was actually my age, 27, back in 2019, apparently he was dating fellow singer Charlotte Lawrence, who I would love to point out was 18 years old at the time. 18, 27. As I said, he's a creep. And the thing about people like this is if you could go lower legally, oh, I bet you would, but you're not ready for that conversation. You essentially just have to draw a line, and I'll show you what my line is. This is just my opinion. I'm so sorry, but if you were born after 9/11, right now, currently, I can't do it. I really can't do it. As I get older, we would have less of a meaningful age gap. Like if I was 50, I would not care about dating someone who was 40 or whatever. But currently, just me being 27, I'm so sorry. I'm not applying that as a standard to other people. I'm just like, God, you weren't even born when this happened? No. Anyways, Bella claiming that he retaliated against her with these cheating allegations because she refused to sleep with him, which is her choice, obviously. Are you noticing that I'm pulling this from a page about another woman saying strange things about him? Jade, singer from Little Mix, solo, says she never wants to collab with Charlie Puth. You have Bella making comments about him. Jade has made comments about him as well. Someone said, who is Jade? Jade is so cool. Have y'all ever heard the song Angel of My Dreams? She's a real pop star. There's a lot of real pop stars, but like Jade is a real pop star, man.
Which artist would you never collab with and why?
I feel like the fans already know someone I wouldn't collaborate with, which is Charlie Puth.
I love me a celebrity who will actually just say their mind. Listen, PR serves its purpose, but I love me celebrities who will just directly call out another one.
Why don't you want to collab with him?
Just don't. Yeah, nothing to say just yet on that one, but enough to...
Do you know what? Period.
So she left it at that. Her fans speculate Charlie Puth was at one point like flirting with her while she was already in a relationship, and then she rebuffed him, obviously, and then he did the same thing where he started trash talking her. And so I think the best way to explain all of this and where this is coming from is to listen to Charlie Puth's own words. There's only really so much speculation I can give you, but how about the things the man said about his own damn song? So Attention, which many people think is about Selena Gomez, which has never like directly been confirmed, but he himself has leaned into this. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Maybe you just hate the thought of me with someone new. Pretty much one of his biggest songs, right? Let me tell you right now, regardless of what their relationship was or was not, or even if he's not actually talking about her here, dog, his rationale behind the song is so weird, man.
I'm thinking back about the time I was in that hotel room and she was literally crying to me about how mistreated she is by her ex, and had me thinking that I could be the guy who could fix her. Like, girls are crazy. Like, they're amazing and crazy at the same time.
Coming in strong, but the girls are crazy. By the way, it's always the most messy, dramatic men that you've ever dealt with in your life who will talk mad trash about how women are crazy, or you can't deal with them, man. You can't take them anywhere. And I'm like, brother, your life is in shambles right now because of how much of an unadulterated mess you are. This problem has not much to do with women. But anyways, let me give him a chance here. So this mystery crazy girl, he has this to say about the perfume that she was wearing. When you were mine. What was that? Did he think he was going to get away with that?
Perfume regret. You got me thinking about when you were mine.
I'm gonna cry. This is breaking me. Bro, he doesn't sound nice. He doesn't sound nice when he sings. Anyways, it doesn't matter at all.
I go into the Edition Hotel and she's wearing this very distinct perfume that it's almost like she wore it on purpose, because it's the perfume that she wore when I first kind of fell in love with her. And I've never fallen in love with anybody like that before. So I came in with someone who I was definitely having a nice time with.
He was in a relationship with somebody, but then this mystery person walked past him in her signature perfume, and Charlie is implying that she wore that perfume specifically for Charlie to mess him up. You're like, that can't be what he's saying, Denzel. Don't put words in his mouth.
She did it she wore that perfume on purpose to fuck me up.
You're hitting every single nice guy point. Girls are crazy, actually, and they do things on purpose to mess with your head. So why does he feel he's the main character? Charlie Puth, who is definitely not the dramatic one in the scenario. You're like, okay, well, what did he do? Was he like, oh, wow, I miss the times that we had, but obviously I'm with another person right now, and I'm not gonna mess things up and make this about me.
When I saw her, I kind of, it sounds mean, but I just ditched the girl that I was with, and I was so enamored by this girl that I wanted everything. I knew it was over, but I just thought if I walked up to her, something would ignite again.
All right, buddy. So you're painting a really vivid picture here. You don't even have to go off of vibes. He literally directly explains that he was getting mad at her because she didn't want to have sex with him.
We would be talking in the hotel. She'd be like, you want to sleep over? And I'd be like, yes, I'm going to get it in. And then nothing would happen, which is totally fine. But after the fifth time of that happening, I knew what she was doing.
The same hotel where she was actually there just talking to you about being heartbroken. You're like, yeah, you're gonna get it in. Okay.
I knew that she was trying to make me so embedded to her that I would never leave her, but I would never get what I wanted out of her. So she was doing that repeatedly just to get something out of me, which was for me to be attached to her hip at all times.
Rancid. Absolutely rancid. What a crazy self-report. Nobody actually threatened him, held him hostage, was like, Charlie, you must embarrass yourself right now. In this one interview, he has essentially described the exact sort of behavior that multiple other women are either alluding to or just flat out saying, yeah, I didn't have sex with him, and he started retaliating, getting really mad. People suspecting certain things like that happened with Jade. Him literally going and writing an entire song about Selena Gomez or whoever this was for rebuffing him. I'm like, dude, you are actually genuinely a creep. But I mean, thankfully, all of this has dried up, I guess, because he's now married, ? To whom? I could not tell you. But he and Brooke Sandstone are together, so hopefully the women of the world are free from Charlie Puth's advance. Oh, wow, these pants. Anyway, sorry. Hopefully the women of the world are free from Charlie Puth's advances, but people have been trying to low-key point this out for years. If you go to the comment section on the video where the self-report, Charlie talking about, quote unquote, not getting what he wanted came off as extremely predatory and disgusting. And that's literally 3 years ago. Imagine being so self-centered that you think everything someone does is to mess with you. I bet it never occurred to him that she wore that perfume because she likes it. Yeah, she was probably wearing it because she always wears it. There is definitely a certain type of entitlement where it's like, oh, you must have worn that dress for me. Oh, you must have cut your hair for me. And it's like, buddy, God forbid someone just exist without centering you in their existence. 6 years ago, dude, just because she didn't want to sleep with you doesn't mean she was trying to manipulate you. Somehow, maybe hear me out, she was just being a solid friend. So some people have been on to Charlie Puth's BS for a while here, which I just didn't know. Hey, it's me again. I'm back, still editing. And I found out apparently one of the things that people discuss is Charlie's insane statements about Kesha and her then legal battle with Dr. Luke. So pop star Kesha, she sued the producer Dr. Luke for sexual assault and emotional abuse, among other things. She said that he drugged and raped her multiple times. Dr. Luke countersued, and this went on for a while. But when asked about this on the red carpet,
have you been listening and paying attention to what's going on with Kesha right now? And her
Yes.
situation with Dr. Luke?
It's just that in itself is just in my opinion, my humble opinion, is just devastating for both parties. I mean, because so much attention is taken off from the music, and I grew up like, you know, Dr. Luke is like one of my production idols.
I'm sorry, someone coming forward and speaking up about their experience being raped is not devastating for both parties, Charlie, just because the person who was accused was one of your favorite producers. Also, what he then goes on to say about Kesha makes it sound like he's more sad about the fact that she took a little break from music than what actually happened.
Kesha is like one of the first, like, you know, outgoing artists that I would listen to and to mimic her songwriting style. So it's just a shame that I haven't heard any new music from Kesha. Nobody wins at the end of the day, and I really hope Kesha comes out with some new songs because we really need some of that.
At this point, just throw the whole man away. Before I edited this video, I was like, was I being mean in that stream? Did I say a bunch of unwarranted things about Charlie Puth? But no, I don't think that's what happened here. He is just kind of as bad as people say he is. But anyways, I had a completely separate, different set of reasons for disliking him. That wasn't the vibe I was getting about him. I was getting a vibe about, like, he's phony musically. I think he's talented, but I was just like, there is something about this music that is soulless, where even though Charlie Puth can put out a good song and, you know, have a radio hit or whatever, I listen to it and I'm not ever connecting with the emotion behind it. I was like, there is definitely something soulless about this music that I can't put my finger on, only for him a few years later to finally come out and partner with an AI company. Also, he really pisses me off with the perfect pitch thing. So many of the comments about Charlie Puth are like, yeah, we love Charlie because his perfect pitch. We're so impressed by him, and he talks about his perfect pitch constantly as well.
And I'm not always happy Charlie of what I appear to be in interviews. I'm crazy. I have perfect pitch and I hear car horns and I have to leave the party because I heard too many car horns and this girl's hitting on me and it stresses me out and I keep hearing the car horns and I'm thinking about a song that I made a couple hours ago and I'm comparing it to the key of the car horn.
A lot of talk about perfect pitch, and I'm obsessed with music. I'm constantly thinking about it, which I understand and I'm not knocking, but you have perfect pitch, but can you stay on pitch? Is the real question, Charlie, that I wonder about you sometimes. And he's just so cringe.
There was a digital bell that went like this. Rumson Fairhaven Regional High School. I got suspended for this. It went. So it was almost summer break, and I went into the middle of the hall and went into a very reverberant part of the school and just went. And I let the entire school out.
Everyone
early.
thought it was a bird. No way. No, you didn't. I'm so sorry. That didn't happen. Using any and every opportunity to constantly reinforce this idea of your own pitch and then essentially leading people to believe that you do have this ability to, like, perfectly recreate things, resulting in comments like, the auto-tune ruined it. The realness behind them is usually what makes it more powerful. And someone saying, that's his real live voice. He's famous for his perfect pitch. And I'm like, save me. It's important to separate the art from the artist. That way you get to hate Charlie Puth twice. I didn't come up with that, but I did think that this was actually genuinely one of the greatest internet comments I've ever read. Anyways, that's all I've got. I can't do this anymore. I have to go. Hopefully you never have to think about... I heard him singing in my head. I heard him go, mine. Hopefully you never have to think about Charlie Puth again. I know I will certainly try not to, but yeah, I actually recorded this video live right here on YouTube where I stream quite frequently Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time, unless I don't, in which I can't even do the rest of my outro. I'm sorry. Bye.